Hi, and welcome to the Day Trading for Beginners podcast. This is episode 3. And in this episode, we're going to review what AI told me I should do in my first 2 years as a day trader. So in the previous episode, I basically went over my 6-month blueprint plan for becoming a day trader. And in this episode, I'm going to go over exactly what ChatGPT told me I should do in the first 2 years. So as you probably know, AI tools like ChatGPT can be extremely helpful for many things. So I decided to ask ChatGPT to give me a 2-year blueprint for becoming a successful day trader. And you might be wondering why 2 years? Well, that seems to be the average time it takes for someone to become a successful full-time trader. That seems to be the number that keeps popping up when I'm doing my initial research. So here is what ChatGPT told me. You will be pleasantly surprised that the 6-month blueprint that I talked about in the previous video is very similar to what ChatGPT suggested, which sort of means that ChatGPT is really good, but it also means that, the information that I got from that Reddit group really knows what they're talking about as well. So we'll talk about some of the similarities between these two plans. So in year 1, ChatGPT artificial intelligence recommends that you really build your foundation and you develop some skills. So in the first 1 to 3 months, it calls for some basic education and market understanding. And this is sort of what I'm going to add to the 6-month plan from the Reddit group. So for me personally, I need to learn a bit more about, the basics of the stock market, understanding how the stock market works, different types of stocks, market indexes, and trading fundamentals. So, understanding what day trading is, some of the risks that are involved with it, how it differs from other types of trading, and then studying sort of basic financial instruments. So getting familiar with stocks, bonds, and commodities, Forex, cryptocurrencies. So personally, I need to do a refresh on that. And that's something that ChatGPT recommends. And it's something that the subreddit group, the Reddit group on real day trading didn't really talk about, because they probably assume that, if anyone's getting into day trading, they probably know a little bit, or they have a good grasp about the markets. I think I have an average grasp. I would just want a refresher. So I'm going to do that in the first few months. So ChatGPT next recommends in months 4 to 6 to study technical analysis and trading tools. So learn technical analysis, study chart patterns, study indicators, get familiar with the trading software that you're going to use. So it says start using trading platforms in demo mode. So that's paper money or fake money, and then get introduced to trading strategies. So it says to learn the basics of trading strategies and how they are implemented. Then in months 7 to 9, they say practice on a paper account. So paper trading basically means to just trade sort of on a demo account. So start practicing with virtual money and apply some of the strategies that you've learned in the previous months risk-free. It says to do a lot of record keeping and then join trading communities, engage with other people in some online forums. Months 10 to 12, it says advanced concepts and strategy refinement. So advanced trading concepts, so learn a bit more about those, refine your trading strategy, and then to continuous learning, so keeping up with financial news and whatnot. So those last two aren't super clear. ChatGPT didn't say exactly what to do, and some of those, you'll have to kind of figure out, what communities you might want to join, what trading journal you might want to set up, and so on. So aren't super clear with that, but certainly you can just kind of take those points and do a little bit more research. And then into year 2, ChatGPT says that this is where real trading and your professional development starts to come into play. So months 13 to 15 is where they recommend you transition to real money trading. So start small with real money. You'll learn about risk management, apply strict risk management rules to, protect your capital, gradual increase in investment, And then months 16 to 18 is strategy optimization and consistency. So evaluate and optimize your strategies, maintain consistency, advanced risk management to enhance your understanding of risk management. So you can kind of see that some of these are just, more of like a broad recommendation rather than very specific. Whereas the Reddit group, their 2-year plan and their wiki that I will link below in the show notes will go into much more detail than just sort of this basic broad outline. But it's pretty good, but it's not going to be like a detailed step-by-step plan. And then moving on, months 19 to 21, scaling and diversification. So it says to scale your trading activities, explore diversification, so continuous improvement. And then months 22 to 24, professional growth and long-term planning. So professional development, attend advanced courses, develop a long-term plan for your trading career, and so on. So just going over that, the beginning stages are probably the most basic and can be a bit more specific on exactly what to do. And I think, just looking at this, once you sort of get into finding your day trading strategy, there are so many of them out there. You're kind of going to venture on into something that's probably more specific to you. But in the beginning, I certainly like the first few months there, getting familiar with, the basics of trading stock markets, and then eventually moving up to the 4 to 6 month where you're going to do some technical analysis and kind of learn about those various aspects. So personally, my day trading plan, again, the 6-month blueprint, I will link into the show notes, and it is based on advice from a Reddit group called Real Day Trading. And again, if I were to compare these plans, they are quite similar, which shows you, again, how good ChatGPT is and how good the Reddit group is for, recommending probably some really good basic steps to get started. And I'm going to incorporate some of the basic background information that ChatGPT recommends in that first few months. So here are the main, similarities between ChatGPT and what the Real Day Trading Reddit group recommended. So the first one is foundational education. Again, the first priority that you should have, that I'm going to have, is acquiring a strong understanding of the stock markets, how trading works, and the specifics of day trading. So this foundational knowledge, I think it's really, really important, and it's going to make you more confident when you are, actually opening up a paper account and you're going to start using it. So for me personally, I just want a good refresh on all the stuff that I sort of know things about. I'm just not, confident, or I'm not like an expert in those areas, and I need to become one. The other points that are similar between both is this practical application. So both plans recommend starting with paper trading. So I think this is really important. I've mentioned this again in the previous podcast episodes. I think a lot of people fail and lose money because they do not paper trade. I'm going to paper trade for probably over a year. I get really comfortable and see results month after month before I need to risk any money. What's the point rushing? I want to do this seriously, and I want to do this for the long term. I'm not going to risk capital when I'm just beginning to learn. So again, this allows you to apply what you've been learning without any financial risk. I think having a really strong mindset and being able to do this for a long period of time is going to be very beneficial. I'm certainly going to do that. The other point that is similar is technical analysis. Obviously, this is going to be a big component to learn. Learning to read and interpret charts, patterns, indicators. It's sort of what day trading is all about. So having a good understanding of technical analysis is going to be super important. And then the other key point is getting comfortable with tools. So whatever day trading software and platform you're going to use, get familiar with it, understand exactly how the dashboard works, understand everything about trading stocks, options. It's essential for you to understand and have a good grasp on the application that you are using. And same with the trading journal. So journaling is going to be really important, and to get familiar with that software that you're going to use is going to be key. So those are the 4 key things foundational education, using a paper account, understanding technical analysis, and then getting really comfortable and being an expert with the tools that you are going to use. So that's the 2-year plan from ChatGPT. Again, 2 years out is sort of hard to look at. I prefer to focus on my 6-month blueprint, what I'm going to do as a beginner for these first 6 months. And I'm going to get started in that very, very quickly. I'm going to do a little bit of more research, and then I'm going to dive in and start learning this stuff, working on my foundational education. So I hope that you found this episode useful. Subscribe to the podcast. Below the show notes, I will include all the links to the blueprint that we mentioned, to the real day trading group that I'm following, and any other resources that we've mentioned in this podcast. So thanks so much for listening, and I look forward to talking with you in the next episode.